right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story I've got for you guys today, let's talk about Urs Kalecinski's latest physique update, which was posted by his sponsor, ESN Nutrition. So now we're just under a week out from the Arnold Classic. Actually, we're like 5 days out. And this is the first update that we've gotten from Urs that's really the most complete update that we've gotten from Urs. We saw his legs, we saw a little bit of his upper body and some training videos. But this is kind of the first time during the Arnold prep that we've gotten a really comprehensive look at Urs's physique and his conditioning. And this is very, very close to the show. Now, I'm looking at this update from Urs, and I'm thinking he looks a lot fuller than he did in some of the updates that he posted for the Olympia. Because at Olympia prep, he was posting these crazy, dry, grainy updates, but he didn't look as full. And you saw all the updates he was posting of like striated glutes like 3-4 weeks out, maybe even more than that from the Olympia. But I think here, he looks significantly fuller than he did in the Olympia updates. And he said in an interview, or maybe it was just on his YouTube channel, that this was the most difficult prep he's ever had in terms of actual suffering and during his diet. And I wonder if that means he has a different strategy going into the Arnold Classic for a different look, maybe than in the past, maybe than at the Olympia, because it seemed like he was a lot more depleted in those Olympia updates than what we're seeing here. And even though I feel like Ramon is definitely the favorite here, it looks like Urs is not going to be making it easy for him. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Who is your pick to win the classic physique portion of the Arnold Classic this year? Is it Urs, is it Ramon, or is it someone else in that lineup? But I think based on their Olympia placings, it's probably going to be between Urs and Ramon. Now, let's take a look at another guy that looks very improved compared to his Olympia prep, and that would be Samson Dauda. So he posted these side-by-side posing videos from 3 days out of last year's Mr. Olympia compared to 1 week out of this year's Arnold Classic. So in this update, he is further out from the Arnold than he was from the Olympia. And you can see, I think, pretty clearly he's tighter than he was in the Olympia update. To me, he looks a lot drier and a lot more detailed, especially in the lower body. If you look at his hamstrings and his glutes and just the overall dryness in his legs, I think that's the best indicator of his conditioning being more ahead for the Arnold Classic. And I think really that's the main thing that Samson needed to improve. Samson already had a ton of size. He already has a great structure. He's already very competitive from both those standpoints. And he's also got a beautiful physique, very pleasing to look at, great symmetry. But he just needed to come in a little bit tighter to be even more competitive than he was at the Olympia, which he already was very competitive at the Olympia. He was top 6, very impressive. And I think if he really does come into this Arnold Classic significantly tighter than he was at the Olympia, he can be a really, really dangerous threat at this show. This past year or two, Samson has really put himself on the map. He's really made some pretty bold statements with his recent competitive placings, and I think this could be a really big statement for him at the Arnold Classic. I think Samson in the top 3 here is a very, very realistic, maybe even a likely scenario. And I actually think now would be a good time for you guys to comment your predictions for the Arnold Classic in the comments below. Let's refresh your memory on the competitor list here for 2023. William Bonac, Sean Clarita, Samson Dauda, Kamal El-Gardney, Big Ramy, Andrew Jacked, Patrick Moore, Justin Rodriguez, Nick Walker, and Akeem Williams. So out of this current crop of competitors, let me know your top 3 in order in the comment section below. Is Nick going to win another one? Does Sean Clarita have a shot? Big Ramy, is he going to get redemption here? Andrew Jack, there's so many different variables here. This could go any which way, but I want to know which way you guys think it's going to go in the comments down below. All right, but next up, we got a physique update from Nick Walker, who I think is a lot of people's favorite to win this show. Nick Walker posting an update that he said was taken on Saturday, the last update from his home gym. So exactly 1 week out from the finals of the Arnold Classic. Honestly, I think Nick looks really, really impressive here. And I even got some people sending me this. Well, I only saw one guy, to be fair. One guy sent me this and he said, I think Nick's waist is photoshopped. There's no way it's that small. And I think that goes to show how good Nick looks here. Obviously, I don't think he's photoshopping his waist. But what I do think is he's significantly tighter and significantly more depleted than he was compared to his Olympia prep. Nick has said it. His coach, Matt, has said it. He's going to bring a better package here than he brought at the Olympia. And based on everything we've seen, it certainly seems like that's going to be the case. He looks really, really impressive, really dialed in, really on point in every update that we've seen from him. And of all the guys competing, he has really posted the most. He's posted pretty much every pose every week, hiding nothing. From the side, from the front, from the back, pretty much every angle of his physique, very confidently posting everything this entire prep. And that's what I really appreciate about Nick. Number one, he does what he says he's going to do, and he really delivers on what people think or what other people would describe as cocky. He really backs up what he says. But number two, I think he really knows what people want. I think that's why he won the People's Champion Award at the Olympia, is people want to see their favorite bodybuilder. They want to see how that bodybuilder's prep is going. They want to see how that bodybuilder is looking at any given point for the show that they're about to watch that bodybuilder compete in. And I think Nick really understands that, and he really gets that, and he gives the fans what they're asking for. Because let's be real, there's not going to be many guys at 1 week out posting straight on from the front and straight on from the back exactly how they're looking a week from stepping on stage. Most guys just are not doing that, but Nick Walker is, and I think we should be appreciative of that fact. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think? There's a lot of polarizing and differing opinions about Nick Walker. There's a lot of people that really love him and are like diehard fans, and there's a lot of people that are just diehard, basically haters. They're just not I don't want to say haters, but just not a fan of his physique. The people that don't like Nick's physique are very vocal about it. And that's totally fine, and that's why I don't want to call them haters, because bodybuilding is so subjective. Everybody has a different opinion, and all the opinions are valid. I mean, it's a subjective opinion. But in Nick's case, the opinions on either side of that fence are very, very strong. Some people think he's the next Mr. Olympia, and some people just hate his physique and don't see what the hype is all about. So let me know which side of the fence you stand on in the comments down below. Now, next up in the news, another physique update from Patrick Moore, and I think the more that Patrick is posting, the more impressive he's starting to look. For me, the main appeal with Patrick is the size to waist ratio. He's got crazy wide shoulders, this crazy V-taper, this crazy small waist, and he has maintained that small waist pretty much through the majority of his career. And in this update, you can see this upper body size, this upper body fullness, while maintaining pretty deep separated abs and also maintaining that small waist. Now, what I'm waiting to see from Patrick, and what he hasn't shown up until this point, are the legs. Pretty much anything from his legs we have not seen. And I think that lower body, especially the glutes and hamstrings, is going to be the real indicator of what kind of shape Patrick is really in and how competitive he's going to be in this lineup. So it's really tough to say without having seen his legs where I think he's going to fall in this lineup, but his upper body, from what I've seen, looks pretty good and looks improved. But I will say I am going to be keeping an eye on his conditioning. That's the main thing I'm looking for from him, that you can't really tell from these updates. I don't see crazy condition from Patrick yet, and I think that's something that's going to be visible, especially in the lower body, to really tell how dialed in he is. But it's something, to be honest, I haven't quite been convinced of from the upper body shots that we've seen so far. So we'll see on the day of the show. Now, I did want to talk about Big Ramy for a second here, and I'll talk about it over this update of Ramy that a lot of people thought was recent, but was in fact not recent. So you guys might have seen this on Instagram. A lot of the big bodybuilding pages were posting this as if it were from the Arnold Classic prep, but it's not. Chad Nichols confirmed that it was old. It was taken at Dennis James's house from an old Olympia prep. But on the topic of Big Ramy recently, he did a live stream yesterday, which I unfortunately didn't record, on his Instagram, and during that live stream, he said something to the effect of, "I'm not going into the Arnold Classic expecting to win. His goal is really just to show improvement from the Olympia." So honestly, that kind of concerns me a little bit, because Chad Nichols kind of said something to a similar effect on his interview that we talked about from the Mr. Olympia TV YouTube channel, where Chad said, look, these treatments and these stem cells and all this stuff that Big Ramy's doing to recover is not really going to have its full effect until the next Olympia. We're not really going to see very, very tangible results, especially in the back and the triceps, until around Olympia time. It's going to take like 6 or 8 months to really work. But Chad did say that he thought the lower body was completely back to 100% with Big Ramy. But Chad basically said to that same effect, we're not going to see the full results of this at the Arnold. There just wasn't enough time between the Arnold and the Olympia, and we're more so looking to see the full redeemed version of Ramy at the next Olympia, after the stem cell treatments really kick in. And for Ramy to kind of echo a similar sentiment, that he just really wants to show improvement, he's not really expecting to win. And again, I'm paraphrasing here because I didn't record the live stream. I just think it's a tad bit concerning to hear that from Ramy and his coach, and I'm wondering, again, we haven't really seen very much of Ramy at all. We saw a couple back physique updates, and that's pretty much it. And as much as I'm a huge fan of Ramy, and I would love to see him come in and win this Arnold Classic and redeem himself and get this momentum going for himself again, I have a bad feeling that that's not what's going to happen here. I'm still kind of shocked that he placed as low as he did at the Olympia, and that message that the judges sent with that placing, to me, is saying we are really displeased with how Ramy looked. So again, I really think that Ramy has to make dramatic, noticeable improvements to kind of win those judges over again, because it seems like they were trying to send him a message that you can't come in looking like this. You've got to fix this. We expect a lot better from you. So if we don't see that here at the Arnold, a dramatic difference from Ramy, I don't think he's going to win. So, as always, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Will Ramy earn redemption here, or will it be more of the same that we saw at the Olympia? Could we see, could we see a 5th place placing for Ramy here at the Arnold Classic, something low like that? But if you want to know for sure how Big Ramy looks, you can find out on the pay-per-view this weekend, which you can buy with the link in the description box below. Use code NSP10. If you want to make sure it benefits the channel, you're going to buy the pay-per-view anyway. You might as well get it for $45 instead of $60, and you can do that with the link in the description box below. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and as always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power signing out. All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at Nick Strength Power, my Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power, my secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.